honor to speak about the program on sexual and reproductive rights, which is offered in the Center for Human Rights at the University of Pretoria. I'm particularly privileged and honored to speak about the program because I was in at the creation of the program. The program has a little bit of history. I joined the University of Pretoria from the University of the Free State. That is where the program was hatched, so to speak. It was a program that was primarily inspired by the advent of HIV on the African continent. What we saw with the pandemic was that it exposed the fragility of African health systems, but it also exposed the unpreparedness of law and policy in the African region. What we saw was that not only was there lack of commitment to provide necessary health care for those that were afflicted with AIDS-related conditions, but we also saw discrimination and exclusion, not just from the healthcare system themselves, but from all sectors. So that is really what inspired the program. And we broadened the program to cover also reproductive rights. So by the time I moved to the Free State, we were now looking at both sexual and reproductive rights. And our concern with these two areas is that in the African continent, we see many challenges. And many of those challenges have their origins in the colonial history of Africa, a history which speaks to alienation of the peoples of Africa from the way they are governed, alienation from the laws that regulate their daily lives, and alienation from healthcare systems that are supposed to provide healthcare needs. So our commitment is to ensure that we develop a program that speaks to all facets of sexual and reproductive rights, but with a particular focus on developing a human rights-based approach to sexual and reproductive rights. This is a focus which asks us to focus on equality, on non-discrimination, on protection of human dignity, on participation of those that are affected or are regulated by law and policy. So that is our commitment. Our commitment is to ensure that the African human rights systems respond to sexual and reproductive needs of Africans in a manner that protects their rights to equality, non-discrimination, and human dignity, because these are the impetus behind the rights that we seek to promote. And we hope that students who partake of the program will become advocates in the full sense. They'll begin to think of policy, laws, and the protection of human rights in a way that is responsive to the needs of Africans. They will begin to think of themselves as future policymakers, future lawyers that are in the field of human rights, future social scientists that are committed to the protection of sexual and reproductive rights on the African continent. But much as we focus on the African continent, we also are aware that other regions in the world, particularly the inter-American system, has many lessons for the African regional human rights systems. So we seek to draw lessons from other parts of the world, but with a particular focus now on drawing lessons from the South, because we are cognizant that historically knowledge has tended to flow from the global North to the global South, and as part of our decolonial approach, we seek to reverse that trend so that we also learn from other parts of the world that are similar to us. Thank you.